Welcome back to Nowe-Mєсто. It's the final day after a fabulous 2 weeks of racing here in the Czech Republic, and the athletes are taking part today in the mixed relays. First of all, it's the mixed relay itself. 2 women this time leading out, then followed by 2 men. In the afternoon, it's the single mixed relay, all tallying up for the grand total score. The last 2 races, relay races of the season. Have a look at the track. It's 2 kilometers. You see the undulations, which of course the athletes are well accustomed to, and a total climb of 171 meters. Only 6 kilometers, centering the rifles for today's weather conditions, for today's wind, and well, they're well used to that by now. It's routine, and racing as always for Tirol Eckhoff. She's taking the lead out today, followed by Reuschland, Tarje Bö, and Johannes Tingesbo again, as always, put on the anchor. A safe bet. The Russian team, Kaisheva, Kazekevich, Loganov and Lachipov. We've seen some good results from this quartet, a winning team in Oberhof, but finishing 9th at the World Championships. And France, they are believers. When it comes to relays, they know with a little bit of magic on the range that they can challenge for the top position. Austria, for the first time, taking a world title in this event. In World Cup, in fact, or World Championships, first time on the podium, so Austria must be feeling good. And Sweden, although the coaches are not allowed to be in the stadium or around the track, the Swedish team, the athletes are fine. It's all been cleared and they are ready to go. Germany, Vanessa Hintz, Denise Herrmann, Art Pfeiffer and Benny Dole taking up the anchor. They must feel that they have a chance. Their form has picked up since the World Championships. Bib number 7, Vlaško, Zima, Artem Prima and Dmitry Produshny. It's a good team, and so often the Ukraine team are the best on the range, and that really does matter today. Italy, with the increased form, or the improved form of Dorothea Vera taking second, Vitozzi first, Dominic Vindish third leg, and Lukas Hofer, with his recent success, taking the anchor. Borut Nunar, as always, starting. The race director has got them underway, so organised. The procedures are good. They know their time to gun, and they work back from that time to get themselves organised. The tracks, they have been sorting the tracks here. I think the organising committee in warm conditions have put on a brilliant show. A lot of work, a lot of volunteers. And the tracks again, Fowler is at the French team. That's a terrible start if that is the case, and spare poles required quickly. That's a major setback within, what, 150 metres of the start. And I suppose that is one aspect of the tracks here. The curves and twists and fast descents. There is always risk of a fall. We saw it yesterday. And the athletes involved, Nisanen, she did come through to shoot well and continue on her journey with a decent time, even falling off the edge of the tracks. And it was Anaïs Ševálje-Buše. So did she just trip over? I didn't quite see that. The athlete behind maybe clipping the front of her ski, bringing her down, and these poles break easily. They take a lot of force through them, but when you take an impact to the side, being carbon fibre, they do break. And major setback. We'll have to wait and see how that affects Ševálje-Buše. I think she'll be fine. It's the athletes, when you get to this stage and age in your career, you've had setbacks, and you just have to rebuild again, compose yourself, and try not to let it affect your race. So Tirolekov, right side here, bib number one. What an incredible season she's had. She had a brilliant summer in preparation, and then, of course, there were questions, will the races get underway with COVID setbacks? It has, and now she finds herself with 12 World Cup victories. I think the rest of the field will respect the fact that her pace is always strong, although she has learned to calm down a little on the first lap, and I doubt that any athletes will want to challenge and try and push ahead of her. The bibs, as they come into the range in a couple of minutes' time, they'll all file into the range and go to the range, which has their number, their bib number, and then after that, it's an open range where you find yourself coming into the terrible. She's composed herself and slowly working her way back up through the field. May put some tension through her, actually, as she comes to the range. Oh, another faller, maybe bringing... Oh, that's an unfortunate place to fall, and I think it is the important part of the rifle. The butt hook has fallen off, so that really will affect her shooting. She'll need to, I think, pick up the team spare. So Irina Kривko from Belarus, worst possible situation right now, and she'll be a little panicked. Now, let's see what happened. It's a little lumpy and bumpy here, and it was the deep snow that just completely took her by surprise, and her weight was forward. No getting out of that one, and I think that was Poland. Clever, quick reaction move there to manage to get round the fallen athlete. Oh, what a real shame. I think that was Hoynish who skipped around. I had the Belarus with Kривko, Krushinkina, Varibai, and Shmolsky. I had those four as a contender, an outside chance for a podium today. Well, you may have seen the weather, the rain. It has been changeable the last couple of days, but the athletes, they're used to it. Summer or winter, all weathers, you can shoot, and you need to, in these sort of negative conditions, you need to get out there and make sure you can still control yourself and the accuracy of the rifle. Well, that looks like Kривko is coming back towards the field. Will she go straight to the team spare? Every team has a spare weapon on the range, and you must collect it yourself. Will she risk a team spare? She probably doesn't know yet that the end part of this rifle stock, the butt hook, has snapped off, so she may well get onto the mat and then work her way back to pick up the spare. So Tirolekov leading in, but no real separation further down the track, all separated by just 9 seconds. Kisheva in lane 2 for Russia. Ševálje-Buše lane 3. Stuic for Austria in lane 4. Well, Sweden, are they missing their coaches? 2 missed shots already, but not the case for Norway. Tirolekov, as we're beginning to expect, has gone out 5 out of 5. Russia, 5 out of 5. Ševálje-Buše just feeding the last of the rounds in. So Elvira has 2 spare rounds to go, 2 targets standing, down to the last shot. You always feel a little more tension, a little more pressure on this last shot, and big surprise for me, Vanessa Hintz in the same situation. 1 shot left, 1 target standing. Terrible start for the German team. Vanessa has been on decent form. Oh, thankfully that went down. So all teamed out in second place. Kadurish, always fast shooting, and great to see Canada in 3rd place. Look at the lowliest ranked team. Did an excellent job to put all the targets down, having had that fall. Often you get snow or ice crystals in the sights when you slide along the snow like that. So she did very well to clear all her 5 targets in that kind of scenario. Great to see America up there again. Claire Egan, 10 seconds off the pace. Todorova, Bulgaria, 12 seconds behind. Bendika, Latvia, 10 seconds behind. So nice to see some of the lower ranked teams producing the goods there first time in. Well, the athletes are very accustomed to this climb now. 23% gradient as you exit the tunnel and climb up this wall. Oh, Vanessa Hintz, she looks like she's had the spirit taken away with taking so much. It was 8.2 seconds lead she had, and as always this season, so composed. She's opened it up a further second and a half, just under 10 seconds lead into the stand chute. She did have a good long look down the range. Our brain will have read that the wind is reasonably strong from the left, 5 to 7 kilometers an hour wind pressure. Fabulous, not a shot missed from 10 shots fired. Not a target missed, I should say. The rest are left looking almost like beginners with a high standard, the class that Ekhoff has this season. Kaisheva, fast and accurate. A little surprised Dujic missing some rounds there, and Vitozzi. She missed 2 initially, but she's got them down with 2 spares. Fialkova, Slovakia, strange. In these damp conditions, it's slightly more difficult feeding the 5mm wide bullet into the chamber. And luckily got it down there. First time of asking. Vanessa Hintz, she's had to push the pace now on the track, so therefore adding more pressure. She just doesn't look relaxed, doesn't look comfortable. Tension really doesn't help the steadiness or the flow. So far, so good. 1 spare used, 1 of the 3 remaining targets put down. Finland struggling alongside Marie Eder. Oh, Vanessa Hintz, it's going to be down at 20th, 21st position, should she get this last shot. And way off the pace. This is not the start which the German team hoped nor expected, and you can just see the energy. Engelbert on the left there cannot believe the poor start that his team have had to this mixed relay. Ekhoff going well though with a 14-second lead ahead of Russia. Medal in this event. They've been planning it for a long time. The women's team traditionally was the weaker of the 2, but now with Dujic and Lisa Theresa Hauser at a much higher level, that was the key which opened the door to the silver medal at the World Championships. Well, Kaisheva, it is up to 20 seconds already. I thought maybe by the end of the or up over to the handover it might increase, but Ekhoff will probably take another 3 or 4 seconds, getting a brilliant lead to hand over to Reuschland. Blaszko, her shooting scores have been good from Ukraine. That's bib 7 we saw going through. Öberg, without the coaches on the range, it's just the athletes scoping and going out throughout the zeroing. So it's a new feeling now for the Swedish team to the end of the season. That won't be in their minds as Ekhoff comes in clearly ahead and on a different level this year. So 15:35, leg number 2 underway, and a safe handover. Kaisheva, just the ski speed is let her down this season. Often her shooting has been very good. And handing over to Kazakiewicz. Vitozzi. Well, this is good news for the Italian team. Dorothea Viera, who really has picked her performance up. The next athlete, the first of the 2 men, Vindish. And then Lukas Hofer as the anchor. Now that's a good team and possible for a podium position. Maybe even the win, should the Norwegians miss some targets. Well, Sweden without the coaches behind the scope, it's going well. In terms of the numbers, 8th position, 45.8 behind. But remember, Norway do have that very positive 27-second lead. Just making her way up to the line is Jessica Gislova, the local athlete. And Czech Republic 118 behind. They'll be disappointed. They've been hoping so much for success here. Andre Rybar on the range. We've seen him tense and frustrated at times during the 2 weeks of racing here. Center yourself, being totally in the zone and ready for what's to come. And right now for Reuschland, it's a great lead. And the Norwegian team are leading the overall World Cup mixed relay score. Today, the sixth race, this race, the seventh race, which counts. And later today, the single mixed relay. So 8 in total, and Norway leading with 307 points ahead of France with 272. Little adjustment there. The wind flags, it is still from the left, as always is the case here. And she's adjusted her sights accordingly. Well, little surprise there, a slight delayed reaction through the trigger there, and you can see the splat up at 10 o'clock on the edge of the hit ring. No problem, rapidly spare round put into the chamber and accurate. So maybe just 5 seconds lost there. That was such a quick feed of the spare round into the chamber. So opportunity now for, well, I was going to say for Italy, but Vera has missed one. Opportunity Russia, and then the last shot missed. So possibly Austria, Switzerland, Poland, the USA a chance to come through. Vera, she's lost that positivity, the magic she's had for many years of rapid shooting, 5 out of 5s. She's hesitant, she's holding back a little, and that's causing her to miss some shots. Others, look at the wind now. That's it's so unlucky. You can be 10 seconds later, you get a gust coming through, and it makes your job to hit these targets so much more difficult. All sorts of adjustments going on there for Austria. Schweiger struggling to get these targets down. Job done in the end there. Switzerland. And often we saw Switzerland last year managing to surprise many in their performances in the women's relay and in the mixed relay, but they're struggling initially today. What can Denise Herrmann do with Vanessa Hintz having had a really poor start, unexpectedly down in, 18th position? In fact, she dropped back to 21st position, 157 behind. Herrmann has shown the last couple of races. She's had 2 second places in the 2 weeks of racing here. 1 spare round required. He'll be looking at the flags. Not quite as important to get a good reading of the flags and standing, because you feel it through your rifle. For the pinpoint accuracy of prone shooting, golf ball size targets, you need to be aware, because that wind really does influence the fall of the shot. When she wants, Reuschland can shoot very fast. Maybe in the wind today she'll hesitate, but she's not. Rapid fire. Beautiful central shooting. Oh, at least 3 of them would have put the golf ball size target down. Incredible shooting, and especially that wind was quite strong, 7-8 kilometers an hour. You can see the flags there from the left. Well, that's closed the door and maybe broken some spirits here, but right now these 3 biathletes from Russia, Italy and France will be concentrating on process. Dorothea Vera, her old magic is it just dropped away a little. Golden rifle or not. But again, like prone shooting, the first time of asking, she's managed to get the plate closed, so Italy now moving with some margin into second place. Boucher taking her time, 2 spare rounds. That's the cost of using 2 spares. Look at Russia. 2 rounds left. Kazakovich, look at the tension, the fear, the panic. This has to count. Oh, Oh, as if it wasn't aimed. She's on the penalty loop, so Russia now really dropping away from what looked like a very good start to the relay. That should put the Russians down maybe 5th position, 6th position, if Austria can get this. And they have. They've got the target down, so Austria now moving up into 5th place. Russia probably dropping to 6th. A lot of penalty loops now for Poland. Oh, that is painful. Is it the ski pace? Is it the wind? The wind is certainly playing its factor for this part of the range from lane 15 to 30. There seems to be much more wind influence affecting the rifles. And the veteran Selina Gasparin from Switzerland. 3 targets standing, now 2 standing, 1 shot left. She's on the penalty loop. Ideally, she wants to make this one count. Oh, panic and almost restricting the flow there when you there's some footage of him happy again. So he's found his happy, and let's hope he's found his happy through the rifle for the rest of the season. And the rest of the season is only next Friday, Saturday and Sunday up in Östersund. Busy weekend. As Brezad trying to close down on Vera. She may well manage to achieve that before the handover. And Vindish will be taking over from Dorothea Vera. Excellent from Joanne Reid again. Plodding away, keeping the American team in a wonderful position there. Ahead of the Swedish team, a 4th position and a real chance now. It's plus 15 degrees at times. But that doesn't affect Daria Bo as he's coming in. Just checking the wind flags. And seems to have picked up again 4 to 7, 8 kilometers an hour, the strength of the wind. He's aware of that. The World Championships, the recent World Champions are in 1st position. Slightly low that 1st shot. And the 2nd, low right. Oh, very much low right. More central. Job done. Fabulous shooting. Mazet is happy. We've seen him frustrated a number of times. I wonder if they'll suggest a change for Johannes Tingesbo in terms of his sighting or his sight adjustments based on that performance from his brother. I would say it would be a safe bet to lift the sights up. Maybe that will happen. So, no hope, not even a sliver of hope there to close the gap of 50 seconds from Vindish and Dithieu. Dithieu just having a good look before he hides behind the blackout. It didn't work, he's missed the 1st shot. So has Vindish, and the 2nd for Dithieu. 3rd, 3 misses in a row. He looked like he was questioning himself. He's adjusted the sights now. Well, this is really giving a great opportunity to Jesper Nellen. France are on the penalty loop. Dithieu, silver medal at the World Championships in the sprint competition. He hit 10 out of 10 on that day. And he's on the penalty loop, whether this goes down or not. It did go down, he's got 1 penalty. Vindish took an age there in the range, allowing Sweden, without their coaches, to come back in and move into, I think, 2nd place. Yes, because Italy and France, no, Vindish actually, sorry, has gone out. He managed eventually to get them down. So Sweden, from 8th up into 3rd, 126 behind. What a turnaround. That's why so many love biathlon. So much can change in a short period of time. And never did I expect that from Dithieu today. 141 into the range at 52 seconds behind. Exiting the range 141 behind. America, all targets down, 2 spare rounds required. And the home team, we're hoping for so much. Mikulas Karlik What a fine talent he is. Junior World Championships silver medalist. He's looked good throughout all the season, and especially at the Junior World Championships. Oh, and the range that he knows so well has not worked out for him. And the factor is, look at the flags there. It really has picked up to 15, 16 kilometers an hour, and it's the gusting that is making it so difficult. Tarje was very lucky when he came in first place, 50 seconds ahead of the rest. Then the wind seemed to pick up. Nice pictures there of Tarje adjusting his sights into the wind. His fall of shots were a little low, but 5 out of 5 is good enough. He has attacked this middle lap. He's got it down to 1:15. Again, the wind is being very kind to Tarje. Edge, 9 o'clock. Wild. Look at the end of the rifle. There's an element of movement. He steadied himself there. Just one spare round. You can see the mark on the edge of the target at 9 o'clock. Well, he had to work quite hard to get that one. Mazet just checking with Patrick Oberegger, just noting down what happened there. They'll debrief Tarje later. Seemed like he went through a little nervous moment there for me. Began to think about that incredible lead of 1:15. But he's away. 2 kilometers to go, and then Johannes Tingesbø will take the anchor for Norway. Vindish. We'll be aware that Sweden and Nellen only, 5 seconds behind. You'll hear him coming in alongside him right now. So, Italy and Sweden, with France just entering the range now with Dessieux. And Russia coming back into the race, with Loganov just coming in. So, surprisingly, a couple of shots missed there. That was a good window of opportunity on a calm wind session. So Vindish, great job. And Sweden without their coaches, athletes on the scopes, athletes around the track, those who are not racing today as backup. Dessieux, that was brilliant. He made up for his problems in prone shooting with a rapid 5 out of 5. Loganov. Love the way he moves the rifle so much, so it really is reaction. Watch this, he goes from left to right and snatches. It's not working out. Oh, so much movement through, but he was doing that last year when he had a much more successful season. Oh, that is horrible. He'll be feeling so down about 2 penalty loops. 8 shots fired, 3 targets hit for Russia. I'm sure there'll be something to say on the debrief later about that performance. Loganov really did come in full, now come in for his prone shooting, so Slovakia will get a 30-second lead there into their first lap, and Johannes Tingesbø's second lap. What a lead Johannes Tingesbø has. It's 1:21 ahead of Lukas Hofer in second place, and Ponsaluma third place for Sweden, 1:22 behind. Theo Maillet slightly detached in fourth place at 1:33. He's building his position and getting rid of all the tension. Maybe 17 seconds to the first shot, and it's low at 6 o'clock. That was slightly low. The others were fairly central. I'd expect a first time of asking. Great job. The wind was a little tough there, varying from 12 kilometers an hour down to 6, so the variable conditions maybe played a part. But Johannes Tingesbø had no real threat. Look how far this gap is coming into the range. I would imagine it's increased from our last time check of 1:21. I was thinking at the start of today maybe Fillon Maillet could make it 3 wins in a row with his great performances, the sprint, the pursuit. But a lot of work to do should he want to take the win here in the relay. So side by side, Lukas Hofer, 3rd place in the sprint this week, 5th place in the pursuit, missing only 2 from 30, the same as Fillon Maillet. Quite a challenging wind there. Again, it's that theme of variable wind which moves the rifle around. No problem at all. 5 out of 5, rapid fire. Lukas Hofer safely in 2nd. Ponsiluma, he took a little time. It was only 1 spare round. And Fillon Maillet, bad start, missing his 1st. Composed himself well, but he didn't manage to make a gain there, close the gap. He's losing more than gaining. Okay, no problem. 1 spare round required. Begrushny in lane 4. And Leif Norgren, the American, still doing very well alongside him. The big surprises today, need to give you an update. The Russian team in 9th place, and the bigger surprise is that Germany are still down in 14th position. Haven't been on the penalty loop, 3:39 behind. Well done, America, just almost shot for shot there. So 5th place, America, as they exit the 7th shooting phase. But followed very closely by Ukraine. Austria, silver medal at the World Championships. David Komat's just shooting now. I think it's safe to say the Austrians, without Lisa Theresa Hauser, there's Russia doing much better. Without Lisa Theresa Hauser, without Simon Eder, they're racing later in the single relay. Without them, Lukas Hofer ahead of him. Big moment. And he's had many big moments for Johannes Tingesbø. So happy to see all 5 go down. He's got his feeling back through the rifle, his old rifle coming back out of the cupboard. And job done. Another win for the Norwegian team. In fact, Johannes Tingesbø, with 3 more races to go next Friday, Saturday and Sunday, could actually just back off a little. All the athletes are so tired now at this stage of the season. Big pressure moment now for Lukas Hofer, for Martin Ponsiluma alongside him. And Fillon Maillet, often he can, from stop to shooting 5 shots to start again, he can do it in 21 seconds when he's on form. Will he risk it today to try and get France onto the podium? Lukas Hofer, in terms of shooting speed, for me, probably a little has an edge over Ponsiluma. Well, almost shot for shot. In fact, Ponsiluma 12.1. Lukas Hofer was 13.2 to the first shot. Hasn't paid off for either of them. 1 spare coming up for Lukas Hofer. Excellent. He needs 10 seconds. He may well get it because Ponsiluma has missed a second. Oh, 1 shot remaining, 1 target standing, and it's maybe putting off Fillon Maillet alongside him. Right, the chase is on, really is on. Fiumaye could have done with getting 5 there, then the chase really would have been on for the 3rd position. Ponsaloma now has a real fight to close down on Hofer. It's unlikely over the 2 kilometers. And Fiumaye, what's it going to be? 12 seconds, maybe more? Well, 11 seconds to try and close down for a podium. It's not impossible. So, Klima on leg 3, Pegrishny on leg 4 for Ukraine, and really has shot so fast just to get a little gain there ahead of the USA. Quick feed in there from Leif Norgren. Very stable, very fast. He knew that Lachipov coming in alongside him can shoot fast. Well, so I think Leif Norgren is safe now in 6th position. The ranking is the bib number they wear, so the United States team 12th in 6th position. It's a very good day at the mixed relay for the Americans. Pegrishny just ahead, by 9 seconds, then Fiumaye 4th. And the chase is on from Sweden. And I think he'll be having a real go, Ponsaloma, to try and close down Lukas Hofer. It's unlikely, but he'll be trying. Johannes Tingesbø, fabulous shooting, especially his stand. 1 spare in prone shooting. So I think that Johannes Tingesbø, for the final World Cup, the big journey on Monday, and the final World Cup in Östersund, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the sprint competition, the pursuit competition, and the high-pressure mass start next Sunday. He's got his shooting back. His ski speed, we know, is always there. And he will be feeling more confident. Tirolekov, she doesn't need any more confidence. 12 wins, and the streak of wins she's had recently, so much enjoying her biathlon. And I think she's the only female biathlete out there that doesn't look exhausted. So Norway, rank 1, coming in well ahead of the field, over a minute ahead of the field, to take the title here in Нове-Мєсто in the mixed relay. It's a team effort. Tirolekov, Marte, Olsbu, Royschland, Tarjebø, and Johannes Tingesbø. I just felt yesterday, Johannes Tingesbø, and the day before, he smiled a little more. He's been more relaxed out there. And, you know, carrying fear and tension in when you come to shoot doesn't work. Nobody was going to stop Lukas Hofer leaving the range in 2nd place to cross the line in 2nd place. Fabulous day for the Italian team, ranked 8th, finishing 2nd. Lisa Vitozzi, Dorothea Vira, Dominic Vindish, and a very safe anchor with Lukas Hofer. Well, his 3rd position has been a long time coming. 2-3 days ago in the sprint, and then a very respectable 5th position, missing only 2 targets yesterday in the pursuit, and today 2nd position in the mixed relay. Well done to the Italian team. Well done to Lukas Hofer. Smiles all round. And without their coaches, the Swedish team were zeroed by their fellow athletes. And around the track, they had limited support because their coaches have all been kept away from the trackside. But they've managed to achieve a wonderful 3rd position. France had started bad with a fall in the early stages from Chevalier-Buche. Breza-Buche was safe and good. Simon Detieu lost his way a little on the range. Fiumaye could do nothing about it. So France in 4th position. Ponsaloma, he really tried to close the Italian down. But in fact, he lost some time. Ukraine coming in. Well, Ukraine, they were so unlucky a couple of times at the World Championship, finishing 4th twice in relays. But from 7th, finishing 5th today. that's a good news story. And well done, the American team. Leif Norgren, safe and secure as the anchor leg.
Not entirely sure, but I think that's
So the big names, or maybe the historic big names of Russia in biathlon, it hasn't gone well again. It's going to be a 7th position and further back with an awful start to the German team. Benny Dahl still working his way towards the finish, last seen in 9th position. Well, the Russian team, where did it go wrong? It went very wrong with Loganov, 2 penalties and a standing. 1 previous penalty had been achieved, so their shooting let them down. And Austria, silver medal at the World Championships, 3:17 and 8th position today, but in a slightly weakened team with no Eder and no Theresa Hauser. They race later in the single mixed relay. Germany, it was an awful start. They tried so hard, but could not pull that close to 2-minute deficit down on the first leg. And Belarus with a broken rifle initially. I think they did very well to hold on to 10th. Now is this in celebration of Moravec retiring? Moravec decided the traveling and missing his family, that he should retire. And Kretschmar crossing the line there. An exhausted Kretschmar in 11th place. 1 penalty loop, sadly, for the Czech team today. Although it's their national base, their national centre, it hasn't gone well on the range. So Czech Republic and then Canada, Japan, 4:52 behind.
The Bulgarian team, far up the rankings in the ladies.
Bulgaria, unfortunately, couldn't start in Oberhof after Christmas. One of the support staff had been infected, so the whole team, the athletes as well, were quarantined for a couple of weeks. So that's why they're wearing bib 24. They missed some of the races. So the tail enders coming through, Switzerland not having their best day in 15th position. Well, that's the action. There's confirmation. Norway, Italy, Sweden, France tried but didn't quite make it to the podium. And a very good day from United States of America in 6th position. Germany, it's one to forget for the German team, also for the Russian team. And you see how many